What's up, kittens? Mystery Star here, and I hope you don't mind that there might be some noise in the background. This is my first time recording like this, on my own at least, and I wanted to record this video because there's been a lot of discussion lately about mercy, and the whole little quote that Jeff Kaplan made when someone just kind of filmed him on their phone and said, "Hey, stop nerfing Mercy," and he said, "I think we're done." And a lot of people had negative reactions to this, especially former Mercy mains. And I just kind of wanted to view my input on that. Now, I had a comment on a video where I explained my point of view, and then I took that comment, put it into a word-generating document thing, and fleshed it out a bit into an essay. So, here's my point of view. As a more casual player who wasn't around when Mercy had Resurrect as her ultimate, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with it. I don't like the idea of going in for a play of the game ultimate just to have the effects of it completely reversed without the ability to do anything about it. In my opinion, support characters shouldn't be must-picks, and as someone who understands how competitive play works, there should be no instance where a single hero can completely reverse the effects of an ultimate exchange with the press of a button. It might be fun to some people, but for me, I wouldn't be able to play Mercy if I knew her only purpose was to let her team die after baiting out all of the enemy ults, just to revive them all and wipe the floor clean. In reference to a video by my Smash Corner, titled "What is Considered Ban-Worthy," he explained how bans and nerfs affect the game, not just in Smash Bros. He stated that if a really powerful tactic is discovered in-game, it shouldn't be banned or nerfed prematurely, as the players need to play test possible counters. If a counter is discovered, a counter will be discovered for the counter, and so on. This is what we call the metagame. Only if a tactic's only counter is to use the tactic yourself should it be considered ban-worthy or nerf-worthy. This is where Mercy's old ult was. The only way to counter the Resurrect ult was to have a Mercy on your team as well. The tactic was so overpowered and unfair, it was making the competitive metagame unplayable. I'd imagine it also made even quick play unplayable to an extent. So in order to make the game more fair, Team 4 reworked Mercy while still trying to preserve her staple quirk of being able to revive fallen teammates. I'd imagine that back then, the PTR wasn't as utilized as it is now, and Team 4 didn't understand the value of it so much. They probably just kept pumping out nerfs without properly playtesting them before realizing just how they affected the game. I remember when all the Mercy rework nerfs started, because I started playing not long after the rework went live. I understood what the devs were saying when they said they wanted people to play other support heroes, not just Mercy, but they went about it in a horrible way. I admit, the newest nerf was a bit much, and I was confused as to why they would lower her healing per second rate even further when it was probably fine where it was. I treat all supports as healers secondarily, and tend to focus primarily on their other utilities. For me, healing comes as a bonus. Every support hero has a special utility that allows you to support your team in ways other than simply healing. Here's that list. Ana, Disruption, with sleeping and preventative healing. Brigitte, Disruption and Armor, her Shield Bash, Armor Pack, and Rally. Lucio with speed boosts in his crossfade speed mode, Mercy with damage boost and revival with the damage stream and resurrect, Moira with face melt or continuous DPS as her secondary fire and biotic orb damage, and Zenyatta has disruption and burst DPS with his orb of discord and his primary and secondary fires. As you can see, no one support hero is meant to have only healing as a quirk. Every hero has special quirks that make them unique. Try focusing on Mercy's healing capabilities as a secondary priority, and instead focus on damage boosting the allies that will benefit from it the most, and heal as a second resort. Your Resurrect should only be used as a last resort, in which you should prioritize your allies differently depending on their role. If you focus primarily on damage boosting with Mercy, then when you notice that that person or someone nearby is starting to take damage, you can simply just switch over to healing them and pocketing them for a little while. Then you can go back to damage boosting whichever hero needed the boost, and if they died while you were pocketing the other person, well, you can simply hide nearby and res them. If you're being targeted, let the rest of your team know and tell them that when they see you reviving someone, to peel for you so you can get the res off. Remember to prioritize tanks over damage and other supports. Unless the situation calls for both supports to be active, or a fallen DPS has an ultimate charged that can change the tide of an exchange right then and there. Otherwise, try and save your res for the tanks, since they can protect you and the objective easiest due to their survivability and staying power. I do play Mercy on occasion, and I wouldn't say she's a boring hero to play. Sure, some heroes might be more fun to play, but I find the tension of waiting for the res to work, or watching the Bastion I'm pocketing melt everyone's faces off, or pocketing a Pharah quite exhilarating. Sure, Resurrect could be a little quicker, and the most recent nerf was completely unnecessary, but she's not boring, nor is she a trash pick. She might be a little underpowered now due to the unnecessary nerf, but I've noticed that if you play it smart and realize that she shouldn't be solo healing if you have 2 tanks on your team, in which, God, I hope you have at least 1 tank, she can still be a nasty little pincushion when used in tandem with heroes like Orisa and Bastion, who have insane damage output. Mercy isn't unplayable. She just needs to be played in a way that will make use of her other utilities. Thank you for watching this, and I hope now you know why everything that happened to Mercy happened, and hopefully you now know how to play her more effectively. I'll see you later.